Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux, and this is for the advanced tutorial. So I've already done few tutorials related to ethical hacking and penetration testing in my previous version, that's the basics for Kali Linux. If you have not gone through that, then I would probably recommend going through that. The reason being that if you want to proceed with this course properly, then you need to know the basics for that, and you will only get that when you go ahead and do the basics for penetration testing that I have taught you before. So speaking about password cracking, including ones for Linux, Windows, WEP, WPA2, that's for wireless, and even online passwords using THC Hydra, we can now go ahead and crack any type of passwords using Kali Linux. Now, I thought it might be worthwhile to begin a series on password cracking in general, and password cracking is both an art and a science, and I hope to show you the many ways and the subtleties involved in this. So we will start with the basic principles of password cracking that are essential to all password cracking techniques, followed by some of the tools and technologies used. Then one by one I'll show you how to use those principles and techniques effectively to crack or capture various types of passwords out there. So the first thing would be the importance and methods of password cracking. So passwords are most widely, okay, just let me go ahead and start up my VMware. Okay, so passwords are like most widely used form of authentication throughout the world. Let me just start it. Okay. A username and a password are used on computer systems, banks, accounts, ATMs, and many more. The ability to crack password is an essential skill to both a hacker as well as the forensic investigator. Whereas the forensic investigator needs to hack the passwords for accessing the suspect's system, hard drive, email account, etc. Although some passwords are extremely easy to crack, some may be extremely difficult as well. And in those cases, the hacker or the forensic investigator can either employ greater computing resources such as a botnet, supercomputer using the GPU or ASIC, etc., or they can look to obtain the passwords in other ways. And these ways might include insecure storage. In addition, sometimes you don't need a password to access the password protected resources. For instance, let's say for example, if you go ahead and replay a cookie, session ID, Kerberos ticket, and authenticated session, or other resources that authenticates the user after the password authentication, you can access the password protected resource without ever knowing the password. So if you want me to make this more clearly, let me give you an example for that. I'll just go ahead and open the Facebook web page. Okay, I believe this is denied. Okay, so I still have other ways to access that. Let me go ahead and just open this up. Let me check if I could go ahead and access that. Okay, let's check. Okay, I believe I won't be able to. Okay, let me take you to a Gmail account. Gmail probably I'll be able to log in, I believe. Okay, perfect. So I'll go ahead and show you a few different ways. The first thing would be actually going ahead and hacking the password, and it can be through like using the keylogger or keystroke login. Or the second thing would be to actually go ahead and get the hash keys and convert that the MD5 or SHA5 or whichever it is the format is. Or we could actually go ahead and trick the user by using social engineering. Or there's another way of cookie hijacking or cookie stealing. And cookie stealing means that, let's say for example, if I go ahead and access my Gmail account for once, after that I don't actually log out Or let's say for example, I log out, but over here when I am logging in, it will ask me to save the password, and I will save the password. So whenever next time I'm trying to log in, it will automatically go ahead and show me the passwords. So getting those cookies over the internet without me accessing this computer is called as cookie hijacking or cookie stealing. So as I told, there are different ways to actually go ahead and do that. So sometimes these attacks can be much easier than cracking a complex and a long password. I will do a few tutorials on actually how we can go ahead and crack these passwords on various replay attacks in the near future. And look out specifically for my upcoming tutorial on stealing the Facebook cookie to access someone's Facebook account. You can do that as well. Not only Facebook, but also Gmail and Yahoo or any kind of other accounts. It doesn't matter which exactly, until unless they are, let's say, they're actually accessing their account over the internet. So let's start with the basics. The first thing would be the password storage. In general, passwords are not stored in clear text. As a rule, passwords are stored as hashes. Hashes are one-way encryption that are unique for a given input, and these systems often use MD5 or SHA-1 to hash the passwords. So I'll just go ahead and show you as to how it exactly looks like. Let me see. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and open this. I'll just show you the image. So this is how a hash password looks like. So this is the actual stuff that's ABCD. It's converted into the hash one. We have 120, and that's again converted, and this is how it looks like in total. So it's just a one-way encryption. It cannot be decrypted back, but there are still ways that we can go ahead and try to do something else. So in Windows operating system, passwords on the local system are stored in the SAM file, while Linux stores them in /etc/shadow file. So these files are accessible only by someone with the root or the system admin privileges. In both cases, you can use a service or file that has root or system admin privileges to grab the password. For let's say for example DLL injection with samdum.dll in Windows. And actually, if you go ahead and look at my previous tutorials, I have shown you different ways as to how I can go ahead and gather access to a victim's PC and then go ahead and manipulate that. And by doing that, you can also go ahead and gather the samdum.dll in Windows. And as of Linux, I'll just go ahead and show you exactly where the password is. File system, etc, and this shadow. This is the one. So this is exactly how it looks like, and the passwords are stored over here, and I believe these are the hash keys for my passwords. So I won't be actually going ahead and doing something to that, because if I did, I won't be able to log in myself. So there are different types of attacks to proceed with. First of all, so the first type of attack is a dictionary attack. A dictionary attack is the simplest and the fastest password cracking attack. To put it simply, it just runs through a dictionary of words, trying each one of them to see if they work. Although such an approach would seem impractical to do manually, but computers can do this very fast and run through millions of words in just a few hours. And millions is more than enough, and this should usually be your first approach to attacking any password, and in some cases it can prove successful in just a few minutes, because normally people always keep their passwords very easy. Let's say for example root @123 or admin @123, admin +123, admin #123, or these are the different types of attack, or password @123, and when I say password, the A will be replaced by at the rate, and S will be replaced by the $sign, and O will be replaced by zeros, something like that. And these passwords are very easy to crack, even if you think that they are not. And that's how dictionary attack works like. And after that, we have the rainbow table. Most modern systems now store passwords in a hash. This means that even if you can get to the area or the file that stores the password, what you get is an encrypted password, as I showed you just now over there in the etc shadow file. One approach to cracking this encryption is to take the dictionary file and hash each word and compare it to the hashed password. This is very time and CPU consuming or intensive. A faster approach is to take a table with all the words in the dictionary already hashed and compare the hash from the password file to your list of hashes. If there is a match, you know the password then. And after that, we have the brute force method. Brute force method is the most time consuming approach to password cracking. It should always be your last resort. Brute force password cracking attempts. It attempts all possibilities of all the letters, numbers, special characters. This might be combined for a password and it will attempt them. As you might expect, the more computing horsepower you have, the more successful you will be with this approach. So normally people don't use this, or they rarely use this. That's what I can say. After that, we have the hybrid. A hybrid password attack is one that uses a combination of dictionary words with special characters, numbers, etc. Often these hybrid attacks use a combination of dictionary words with numbers appending and prepending them, and replacing letters with numbers and special characters. As I told you before about the password, P@$W0RD123, something like that. And that's what a hybrid attack is. And there are also commonly used passwords, so as much as we think each of us is unique, and we do show some common patterns of behavior within our species, that's humans. One of these patterns is the words we choose for passwords. There are a number of word lists that have been compiled of common password. In recent years, many systems have been cracked and passwords captured from millions of users have been destroyed and displayed to the whole public. By using these already captured passwords, you are likely to find at least a few on the network that you're trying to hack. So, and that would be it for this tutorial, guys, because that's how exactly these are the different ways as to how we can go ahead and crack these passwords. In the next tutorial, I'll be continuing with the password cracking strategy and the softwares that we would be using to actually go ahead and hack into some specific systems.